One of the features that you're talking about that's kind of come out are daily budget recommendations.
Right.
Can we really trust Amazon's recommendations? Let me tell you my reasoning to the question.
Right.
Amazon makes more money from PPC than they do FBA fees.
Absolutely.
Right? It's a giant revenue driver for them.
It's a juggernaut.
So they are incentivized when we spend more. And we know that even non-competitive keywords, the click cost has gone up. They could be nudging the needle up. And also, not just them making recommendations, hey, spend more, but also their data-based recommendations, like suggested keyword bids.
Mm-hmm.
They're always wrong. I mean, like they say, hey, this bid should cost between 70 cents and $1.10, but they cost $1.40. Or they say $1 to $1.50 and they cost 60 cents. Right. So can we trust Amazon's recommendations, or how far can we trust Amazon's recommendations? And should we go about looking at those recommendations like with the understanding that they may be a little bit biased?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question, and I don't want to get in trouble. Like I said, I was just on the phone with Amazon yesterday. So what I would say is that they are, again, like you said, they are incentivized to make sure that you spend more money. So if they're putting all these things into place so that you don't run out of budget, then at the very least, that the numbers that they're giving you are to make sure that that happens, right? So in the cases where it's a campaign that maybe you're still testing, or a campaign that is doing really, really well, it's probably a good idea to follow the recommendations, because when you're testing, you want to make sure you're staying on during the day so you can collect that data. When you're launching, you're just in data collection mode for the first few weeks. So it's good to stay on, which means have budget. And then if you've got a campaign that's doing really, really well, you want to make sure it's on all the time. So from that instance, I would say, yes, it is good to look at their budget recommendations. I would also then say, though, that, be very cognizant of your total budget that you want to spend on a given month for a given product. Like, have a budget, create a budget, and try to stick to that budget as best you can. And then put some of the controls in place, like the portfolios, putting caps on particular things. If you are loose with your budget, if you're just letting Amazon do whatever they want, and you really have just super high budgets for everything, they're going to spend it. So it's a balancing act, but I would say, at least from the recommendations perspective, that their budget recommendations are solid. On the suggestions, I especially just at launch, I just want to make note that if you're just launching a campaign and you got suggested bids, that's just a snapshot in time. So that's just that moment in time. Amazon's just looking at those keywords that they're recommending, who's the lowest, who's the highest, and they're going to put you in the middle. So that is always in flux. So that is something you also have to keep in mind too when you're launching campaigns and you're looking at those suggested bids. Technically, when you're launching campaigns, I always say go on the higher anyways, be on the higher end. So don't ever be at what the suggested bid is anyways at launch. So, it depends on how aggressive you want to be.
Okay. So you mentioned something just a second ago that I want to go back to, and that's about having better control of your advertising budget, right? We might have a budget in our minds, in our heads. Right. We've got all these different indicators telling us to spend more, spend less, turn this on, turn this off. Like, keeping our budget in mind, how do we gain control of it?
Yeah, again, number one is having a budget in mind. You would be, maybe you wouldn't, but there are so many sellers that just don't have a budget in mind for marketing, right? And that's the first biggest mistake, I think. If you're going to launch a product in a store, you're going to have a marketing budget. You're going to have radio ads, maybe a billboard, maybe in the local magazine. You're going to be able to figure out what that marketing budget is. So that is the first thing.